Hey guys, this is my 2009 VMAX. Had this about 10 years now. It's the one bike I will not get rid of. It just does everything too well. So she's got 28,000 miles. I have the OEM saddlebags on it, the racetrack. I've drag raced it a couple times. I can't get that out of it. Whatever, I just leave it. It looks cool. Had to modify the kill switch to even go to the track. Sorry, I do have the original Xpipe. Can't really get those anymore. Some muscle car like header wrap for heat dissipation, and some aero slip-ons. Now this bike's pretty unique in a sense that you're not really going to see that. I went to a muffler shop and had all this made. I think it was like 20 bucks, and he bent the tube up for me, and so the exhaust clears the bags. Reason being, it'll burn it up. The first thing I like about this bike is the comfort. The seat is extremely wide compared to the Gen 1, or compared to like a dirt bike or something. Those are pretty thin, but yeah, the seat is nice and wide. It's like a cruiser should be. Your pegs are in a good natural position, so your weight's not all on your lower back. The handlebars are right in front of you. Your passenger could be a little bit better. They have a little bit of a pad, better than a sport bike, but definitely worse than a cruiser. The worst part is the pegs for them. Even though this bike is a lot bigger than the Gen 1, their pegs are really high. So it looks like a gynecologist visit, kind of, is what some guys describe it as. Yeah, it's a bike you can get on and ride all day. You really can. It's got to stop for gas a lot, but yeah, it's comfortable. Number two, my next favorite thing about it is the power that this bike makes. I know obviously 200 horsepower sounds like a lot, but it's the way it makes the power. The power's smooth. It's in any gear at any RPM, and a part of that is the Genic throttle by wire. So on my Fury, you know, it was fuel injected, or my V-Strom, it's fuel injected. You could be in top gear and full throttle it and they would still bog, right? This here in 5th gear at 2,000 RPM, you hold it wide open and it just ups and goes. It gets perfect fueling no matter what. You can't bog this bike down. So I like that. The shaft drive keeps it from wheeling. It does pick you up just a little bit when you first jump on it hard. I have some videos showing that. The bike will still wheelie though, easily, with no clutch, like just gas. And the shaft drive is almost no maintenance. You're not ripping out chains and sprockets. You're not, you know, wasting a Sunday afternoon when you could be riding, redoing sprockets and junk like that. It's never failed on me. It's given me no trouble at all. 28,000 hard miles. All right, if you don't ride these bikes hard, you're saving it for the next guy. Well, just look at it. You know, when I'm riding with a group, we'll pull up somewhere, whether we're getting on a boat like the ferry, or, you know, just pulling up at a gas station. I'll pull up with Harleys, sport bikes, Ducatis, whatever. The one bike everyone seems to comment on as soon as we pull up is the VMAX. It just looks like something else. It's already custom. I mean, it really doesn't need any customization. The whole thing's, you know, each part is just custom made for this bike. It doesn't really fit anything else. It has bravado. My next favorite thing is the handling of this bike. So I prefer cruisers. That's what I started on. That's what I've always ridden. I mean, I've ridden some sport bikes, but I'm not comfortable enough that I'd buy one, because I tend to do a lot of miles. But the handling on this bike is phenomenal. It's got a big sport bike style frame on it, the Delta Box aluminum frame. It's basically a big sport bike. You have 6 piston brakes, real 6 pistons. The middle one actually works. It's not just a linked one. It's legit Ferrari brakes, right? Standard. But yeah, this bike here, you can go 130 mile around a curve, and it's like a fighter jet. It'll lean right over and do it. Whereas an old steel tube frame bike is just gonna wiggle and wobble everywhere. Probably the main reason I've always kept this bike. You can't get the VMAX experience on anything else. I'm sorry, you just can't. The sound, the power, the bravado that it has, you're not gonna get that with any other bike. I'm sorry. It all comes together as one very unique experience. And literally what I tell people is, you know, you just have to ride it. You literally just have to ride it. I mean, you have a giant tack in your face with a shift light, just like a muscle car dragster. It's just something else, you know. I still remember my first time sitting on this thing, just like, wow. And I remember my first time I hit the gas on it, my actual neck snapped back because I didn't expect it. To this day, it still hurts my neck and arms accelerating too hard on this thing. Okay, things I don't like. This is what I don't like about my Gen 2 VMAX. Aftermarket. There is none. It's kind of depressing. Like, you jump on any other bike forum, right, and there's so many vendors trying to sell parts and sell stuff. VMAX, nope. You want like custom racks made to use your own saddlebags? Nope. You want to buy the OEM saddlebags? Nope, they ain't made them in years. Get ready to dish out $1,000 and they're not very good. It's rough. I mean, you can jump on like the FZ09 forums and they'll sell like stainless cables like this, you know, ready to go, already measured perfectly for them. VMAX, nope. Tires, no selection. There's just no selection of tires. You either get Shinko or the Battle Axe, and I thought the Battle Axe was terrible and wore terribly, so I run Shinkos. All right, what else am I gonna do? The next thing I really don't like is the fuel range. So we just rode in Arkansas where some gas stations were out of gas. Some of them only had 87. Some were just really far out. So this bike was not good. So this bike goes about 100 miles max. I think I went 92 miles and I filled like 3.8 gallons. It's got a 4-gallon tank. So I was pretty much on fumes. The 4-gallon tank kind of sucks considering the first gen 1200 had the same size tank. So what Yamaha did was they actually made a 1700cc V4 and did not increase the fuel capacity. Sport bikes have bigger tanks than this, cruisers have bigger tanks than this. Why this thing got the tiniest little gas tank compared to how much fuel consumption it had, I have no idea. I've had the fuel light come on, you know, with a lot of city riding at like 54 miles. All back roads going 60-70 mile an hour all day long. My fuel light will come on about 72-ish. My ECU is not flashed, so. Another thing I don't like about it is, well, the electronics are a little outdated. When this bike came out, it was about state of the art at the time. So you got to think back in 2008, 2009, when this bike came out, Yamaha was still selling a lot of carbureted bikes. Everyone was still selling carbureted cruisers like the V-Star 650, and Honda had like the Shadow 750 and like the VTX and like the Shadow 1100. The selection was not good. So when this bike hit, it was like, whoa, it's so futuristic, right? But it quickly got outdone. So in the early 2010s, a lot of bikes got traction control and more features, cruise control, things like that. So the only thing this has is it's got a cool little display here and ABS. That's it. So it's throttle, brakes, ABS to save your ass. Yeah. All in all, I'll probably keep it forever. I mean, I could get a bike that was more comfortable, but I'd lose power. I get something that handled better, maybe, but I'd lose comfort. I could get something with more aftermarket that I could farkle and really like make my own better, but it's just not a VMAX anymore. So this bike, it stands alone. It's giving me almost no trouble. Every now and then my fifth gear, like the indicator, won't work. I just go down to fourth and kick it back to fifth, and it comes back. So I'm hearing like that my sensor's just getting loose. I need to reseat the sensor cable or something. So next time I'm under it, I'll check that out. Yeah, it's never broken down, never left me walking like all my other shit. I've ridden it to Tennessee, all around Tennessee, Arkansas, all over the state of Indiana, a lot of day trips, commuted on it, although not as much anymore since my truck gets the same miles per gallon. I get about 25 mpg. Start her up. Good bike. See you next time.